Hey, what's up, you guys? Coming back with another video. Normally I do these videos in the evening time or late night, right? So I wanted to do a video um, about just promote. You hear me every day. I'd say you guys should always be advertised. You should always be letting people know that you exist. When uh, people won't know you exist until you let them know that you exist. And the only way to let them know that you exist and be aggressive with your approach is to promote yourself. You have to promote yourself, guys. I just came in for lunch, it's a little late for me today, but I wanted to do this video because when you put yourself out there, and whether others think that you're bigger than you are, or whether you just truly are big, then a lot of times what happens is you become, especially in your specific area, if you're in a little town or if you're in a big city or whatever the case is, and you got a small population or a big population, the more you put yourself out there, the more people see your hats, the more people see your shirts, the more people see that you exist. They see your flyers, right? They see your commercials, they see your radio ads, your sponsorship ads, which I suggest that you guys start to do. And what a sponsor is where you pay money, right, to be a sponsor of an event, like a concert or a certain, maybe a sporting event or certain things where your name will be attached to that event for the duration of that event. You sponsor that event. It's nothing different than, you might hear stuff on TV like sponsored by such and such and such and such, or sponsored by this, that, and well, they paid for that sponsorship, right? You guys might want to take a look at that. I don't really want to kind of get too much in that because a lot of people can't even get the real basics of it down in terms of picking up contracts and getting new contracts. I get asked that all the time, Fabio, what's the best way to get a contract? And you guys hear me speak it all the time, right? But you have to be very, very creative, okay? You have to be your authentic self. If you relatively shy or you kind of introverted, you're not a people person, I'm not sure how successful you're going to be with this particular business, right? You might want to do something along the lines of online advertising or online, a Shopify store, or you might want to have your, a eBay store or something like this, where you can kind of be behind the scenes and not really have to talk to a lot of people, okay? Because this business, you're dealing with people. People call it business, whatever. I just call it a people business because you're dealing with people. Whether it's employees, you have to instruct them on what to do. Whether it's trying to get new contracts and dealing with outside vendors, or whether you're just dealing with, you contact people at these specific accounts, you have to deal with people. Okay, so, but you have to very much so promote. I get all types of phone calls, you guys, from, just, people looking for employment, from contractors, right? They want to know, do you do this? Do you have a contractor for that? If you think about having a contractor for this, you think about having a contractor for that, give me a call, right? Um, the same thing with, like residential, you get referrals. Well, I seen this person told me about you, but you have to stay promoting yourself. You have to stay promoting yourself. Keep your shirts out there. Keep your whatever, your image. Keep that going. Keep that out there because it's very, very important. You can start on your side of the town and then branch out to the rest of the city. Okay, host events, you guys. You can put events together, right? Where you hosting events and you got these events that's more or less selling what it is you do. Host events. You can do that, right? Whatever it takes, whatever it takes to get the name out there, to let people know that you exist, that's what I would suggest that you do. Don't always think, well, it's going to cost this much money, it's going to cost that much. And you might be able to work a barter deal. That's an exchange deal, pretty much, is what it is. I do this for you, you do that for me. We're bartering. That's what it is. You don't necessarily have to deal with anything, with money. Sometimes you could barter a deal. Be very, very creative. You might talk to other people online or on YouTube, and they might say, well, I don't, what he's saying, I'm not sure if that's working. But you try it. You try it. You guys hear me refer to Thomas Edison all the time. He wasn't sure if that light was going to work. But eventually he got it to work. He kept trying different things, right? You know what I'm saying? So same thing with some of the other, legendary people that you hear me talk about. Henry Ford, right? He wasn't sure if he would be able to get that vehicle built, that Model T built, right? But he knew what he didn't know. And basically, he assembled the people, put them together, and they got the job. They executed the job for him. He get the credit for it. Okay, so don't, like I say, I'm an unconventional entrepreneur. I'm an unconventional thinker because I think when everybody do things conventionally, you get lumped in the same basket as those who do things conventionally. Okay, so you want to be a little different, like that. That's why I like what's the guy, Richard Branson, and what's the guy over the Mavericks, Mark Cuban. They're billionaires, but they're risk takers, right? They don't always do things conventionally, and they don't mind the bad press. I'm not saying get bad press on purpose, but they don't mind if they do something that's not, popular, among people. They don't mind the criticism that's going to come behind that, okay? Because they believe in their product, they believe in their service, and they believe in what they're doing. But they also stay promoting, okay? What's your attitude on those clients that don't really cooperate well? Well, you have to keep it moving. You have it, Kevin. When they don't cooperate, you have to keep it moving. You can't waste no time on them. Okay. If they don't cooperate now, it's no sense. Excuse me. It's no sense of arguing with them. Uh, hey, how's it going, Miss B? It's no sense of arguing with them, right? There's no sense of trying to prove a fact or prove a point, right? All you do is present your case, present your situation. If they agree with it, cool. If they don't argue with them, because a lot of times what'll happen is that they may run into something a lot rougher than you, right? And might eventually call you back. Where you say, wow, I was just at a disagreement. I was just at a bad point with this person and they called me back. Shocking, right? Sometimes it happens. You never know. So let me see what the rest of your I sent emails and try to call a couple of clients. They never seem to respond. Make me feel I'm about to lose the. Whoa, do you already have the contract? Now, if you have the contract, then what are you calling for? What would be the reason if you have the contract already? Now, if you're trying to solicit and you're trying to get the contract, then you're not losing anything that you never had, right? It wouldn't be a loss. Okay, so let me know if you have the contract and you're trying to call them. Then my next question would be, well, what are you calling them for? Okay, what's the problem? Okay. Um, hey, Miss B, how's it going? So that's what I want to kind of get you guys into. As you guys know, I lost 2 accounts a couple of days ago. I actually just picked up one, a new account today. Okay, so got the email, wasn't really expecting it, but that's where I say following up come into play. Following up come into play because if I didn't follow up, these people probably would totally forget about me. I actually practice what I preach. I actually do what I tell you guys to do. If I walk into a building and they say I already have it, I call and email them to give them updates and for them to refill supplies. And that they are obligated to do. Uh, Leave a voicemail, dude. What's the problem? Shoot them an email. Okay? If you need to update them about something, if you call, leave them a voicemail. If you email them, just email it and leave it as is. They receive the email. If they have anything to say about what you emailed them, then leave it as that. Proceed with your cleaning. Keep going with your cleaning. Now, I do believe that you should be on a speaking term. I do believe because that's good customer service on your part and that's good communication on their part, right? Where you letting them know what's going on, what's happening, what's going on, right? Sometimes they may not be ignoring you. Sometimes, a lot of times, and it even happens with me, with my subscribers. Sometimes I'm a week late getting back to them. Sometimes my assistant don't reply as quickly as she normally would. So they think that they've been ignored, whether they got a question or whether they got a proposal, whether they're trying to purchase something from me, whatever the case is, right? So it happens in business. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? But if they have any questions or anything about what you emailed them, any statements or anything behind that, they'll contact you back. Just continue to do great clean, great work, and just kind of leave it alone because at the end of the day, you did your part. You can't force them to talk to you. Okay, so you want to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. You might want to send them a reminder call. So if you call them, let's say today, give them a week. If they haven't heard back from them a week, then you might want to, your next stop might want to pay them a visit during office hours when they're there. So if you clean in the daytime, you want to, I'm sorry, if you clean in the evening time, you might want to just show up in the daytime and say, hey, you guys, I'm just in the area. I just was stopping by. I wanted to make sure that you received my email. Come off friendly. Don't come off like, you guys didn't answer me. That's kind of unprofessional. Even though you might be irritated about it, you want to make sure that you guys have that communication. You have that going for yourself. Okay. Otherwise, I would just continue with the cleaning email, because your proof is in the pudding. You can always show that where you emailed them. The voicemail, you leave them a voicemail, that type of thing. And if they call you back, um, the BNI group to start with, I think BNI is good. I think BNI is good to start with. Like I say, if they call you back, then they call you back. You go ahead and address whatever the issue is. You can always write them a note, handwrite them a note, and leave it on their desk. So if you clean in the night, you let them know, hey, we're low on, paper towel or whatever the case is, tissue, whatever, products, or, all-purpose clean, whatever it is that they're supposed to take care of. Write them a little note, leave it on the desk. They're going to see it. Hi, this is Kevin with such and such and such and such. Call me at such and such and such and such. Right? Just, we sent you an email. Just want to do a follow-up, make sure you received it. Or like I said, you stop in through business hours. Right? Just make it seem like you was in the area. Hi, hey you guys, I'm just stopping by. I just wanted to make sure that you guys got my email, or you got my voicemail I left you the other day in regards to such and such. Right? And that's the way that you could kind of alleviate that. You can kind of get around that. Otherwise, I would say keep providing great service. Don't let that, ruffle your feathers, so to speak, and keep, pressing towards, keep moving forward. Okay. Derek Carter, what's up, bud? He said, is BNI groups good to start with? I think BNI groups are good. It's great for, for your networking. Okay. Now, when you actually get some customers out of a BNI group, I'm not sure. Okay. But everybody knows somebody. So attending them, you may bump into somebody. They might not need your service, but they might know a company, a law firm that needs your service, a dentist that needs your service, right? A chiropractor that needs your service. So you just kind of go in and hobnob and, hey, how's it going? You introduce yourself. They introduce themselves. You take their business card, you give them your business card, that type of thing. You build your network. So I think that's very, very important too. I think if you can get in a BNI group, then go ahead and sign up for it. Same thing with Chamber of Commerce. If you can get in, go ahead and sign up for it. You may not get anything like directly off of it in terms of a client, but then you may. Who knows? So I would give it a shot, dude. But like I said, man, I want you guys to promote. Like I said, I just picked up a new client, received the email, but that was only based on my follow-up phone calls, okay, and being persistent, checking in when I say I'm going to check in, if you say you're going to do it every 3 months, or every quarter, every 4 months, whatever the case is, make sure you stay on top of that. Make sure you stay on top of that. Because sometimes, in my case, they just remembered me. So I'm excited as shit because just 2 days ago, you guys seen me on live. I was telling you how I lost 2 accounts. And now I just picked up an account. Okay, but I'm always promoting. Always promoting. I also give kickbacks on people that refer businesses to me. Like, I know this company that's clean, and give them a call. Here's their number. Whatever the case, I've received stuff like that. Employees, they walk in. I love my employees advertise. They walk around with the shirt, or they have our little cap, or whatever the case is. Always promote. Always be promoting yourself. Okay, whether you have the signage on your vehicle in terms of your car magnet, you can get that from Vistaprint. It don't have to be anything fancy. You can make it different, make it colorful. You can kind of do it how you want to do it, right? You might not necessarily get any clients off of this stuff. And you can't think like that. You have to think in terms of being visible. Okay, you have to think in terms of being visible. Okay, so you want to kind of keep that out there. You want to keep that out there. You want to, I would say, be unconventional with your thinking, with your marketing. Everybody do the flyers, right? Everybody do the phone calls, right? Everybody do the door to door. That's just a natural thing for a commercial cleaning company. But why not just take a chance to do a radio ad, man? It's not that expensive. Just contact, tell them you need a media kit, tell them you're interested in advertising. Talk to them, call them, doing the same thing that you would do if you were trying to go get an account. Who knows? You might be cleaning a the radio station. Just call them, man. Just let them know, hey, don't call the call-in line. Hey, shout out TT. Don't don't call that line. Call the business line, guys. Right? Just look it up. Whatever the radio station in your area, get the media kit. The worst case scenario is you just look at it and you say, you know what, I can't do this. Right? Based on the prices, based on whatever. Excuse me. But at least you'll have information about it. You see what I'm saying? So I'd rather have the information and not need it than to need it and not have it, right? So give it a shot. Who else in your area is advertising on radio? Give it a shot, guys. No one says you'd have to be the voice of it. That you can have the radio personality be do the voiceover for your service, right? It's something different. That's all I'm saying, right? It's not conventional because not too many companies do it, right? So you want to be different. Same thing with television. You just contact your local TV station. Say, hey, I need a media kit. I'm thinking about advertising. I want to know the rates, different things like that. They'll say, you know what? We can mail it out to you. We'll just mail you a press kit. We'll mail the kit right out to you. Or, hey, can you stop by the television station and pick it up? Or, sir, what's your email? Ma'am, what's your email? We go ahead and email that stuff right out to you. You can take a look at it right then and there, right? Because what other commercial cleaning company do you know in your area, big or small, that's advertising on TV? Not many, okay? Again, and you don't even necessarily have to be the face. You can find a talent. You can do an ad on Craigslist. You can do an ad anywhere, right? Put an ad up and say, hey, looking for a personality for TV advertising. Call such and such and such and such. And then you meet with that person, give them an idea what it is you're trying to do, try to convey your message, if you don't want to be the face of it. Okay? So that's all I'm saying, guys, is give it a shot. Your postcards, different things like that. Okay? Be aggressive with your marketing. That's the only way people are going to know that you exist. To be honest, that's when people in my area that know me, I mean, I'm not saying I'm known by my entire city. I'd be lying to you. I'm not, but I'm known enough. So a lot of times when they say Fabio Hart, they say, oh yeah, you talking about the guy with the curly hair, long hair, he got the cleaning business. That's what I'm known by. The guy with the long hair with the cleaning business, right? Long curly hair with the cleaning, right? But that's what they know you by. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You can have a t-shirt, a polo shirt, whatever type of situation going. Do sponsorship advertising. I said I wasn't going to speak a lot about it because my main focus for even doing YouTube is helping my subscribers be able to get into contracts. I think because without that, you make no money, period, cut and dry. Without a contract, you make no money. I don't care if you're doing pressure washing. I don't care if you're doing window cleaning, carpet cleaning, commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, whatever cleaning. I don't care what it is. My ultimate goal is to help you get into that contract. The dynamics is a little different, right? So for maybe your pitch is a little different for let's say a pressure washer client than it is for a commercial residential. You see what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the end of the day, you can do it. The process is about the same. The dynamics is a little different, right? So guys, promote. That's why I named them. Build your brand. Build your brand. Let people know that you exist. Okay? Ask people in your family, hey, cousin Chuck, hey, Auntie Sally, whatever. You guys know any companies that might need commercial cleaning? Can you just give me 2 of them? Can you give me 3? they might say, well, yeah, I know this place. Yeah, I mean, you could try this, you could try that. I don't know their number. Hell, you can look the number up. Just give me the building. Because, see, this might be a place that you haven't contact yet. And you might walk in that place tomorrow. Your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, they might know these people personally, whether they're patients there or whether they do business with them. And you might go in and say, yes, my uncle Jeff referred me to you guys. Jeff who? Jeff Sanders? Yeah, I know Jeff Sanders. He's a great guy. I know that guy. Yeah, that's my uncle. He referred me to you. Just expand the business in this area, and I asked him, hey, how's it going, Serene? Everything's going great. You know, yeah, Jeff, he's a great guy. Um, he referred me to you guys, whatever, whatever. And you might pick up that account based on the relationship that Jeff is your uncle. It's possible, but you never know, what's going to happen until you try it. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to encourage you guys to really, really promote. Really do your follow-ups. If you've been watching me for 3 months already, 6 months already, and you haven't followed up, today will be the day to follow up. Okay, or do it tomorrow. In the morning if it's kind of late where you are. If it's still early where you're at, hey man, make that phone call. Hi, yes, I'm Ashley. I'm just doing a follow-up from 3 months ago. I stopped into your facility in regards to commercial cleaning. Just wanted to know where you stood with it now, or are you guys okay, or you still, you want to kind of get a feel what they, where they're at with it. Okay. You guys have any questions, man? I feel compelled to come do this today. Number one, I'm excited that, we picked up this other contract. And like I said, it was only based on the fact that I practice what I preach on here. I follow up. I follow up. I follow up. They called me. They remembered to, they called me. But I had followed up with them at a point and they remembered to call me. So now they're ready to move forward. Okay. I haven't put them on the agreement. I have that to do tomorrow. Okay. Kevin. It's a car plant. It's well, they do car parts. They do car parts in around Detroit area. It's not in the city, but it's around the area. Hey Keisha, how are you? How you Fabio? What kind? Yeah, it's a plant, and what they do, they I guess manufacture different car parts. Okay, on the line. So I picked that up actually today. They called me back. I had did a call to check up on them when I went in there initially. They were okay. They didn't need a company. Um, and then they called me back. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what I'm saying, guys. You guys can do it, but you have to do again. You have to do the follow up. This stuff just don't work for Fabio. This stuff works for anybody that's willing to put that oomph in it, that extra action in it. That little more energy. They put a little more energy in it. Okay, you guys can do the exact same thing, but you have to stay promoting yourself. Let people talk about yourself. Entrepreneurs are generally pretty good at talking about themselves. Okay. Do I write up proposals? No, I don't write up proposals. I do help people write up their proposal. Like if you have a proposal, if you got an estimate sheet, and hopefully it's pretty solid, I can help you write it up. If you guys got any questions about your agreement or anything like that, you want me to take a look at it. If you got a proposal that you got going, email it, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. It's no charge for that, by the way, either. You just email it, put Fabio, take a look, please, or something like that in the subject, something urgent. I'll take a look at it for you. No, never had a problem with theft. The only people that can steal from you is Well, the only people that could steal from you, Heather, would be your employees. I don't know why anybody that works at that contract would want to steal your mop, would want to steal your all-purpose cleaner. I don't know why. That don't mean they won't, but there's no way that you can stop it. And you're not gonna be your ultimate best if you don't leave it at the account. I mean, you're always gonna seem like a mom and pop type of startup if you're lugging this stuff around. Initially, that's what I had to do, right? But now I love leaving stuff at the account because I don't have to worry about it. All I have to do at that point is just take inventory. What's gonna happen is gonna happen, right? They paying for it, so somebody steal it. I mean, I charge them for it. Or if they supply it and somebody steal it, I just let them know, hey, somebody around your office is stealing, the tissue. You just let them know, hey, I noticed that the inventory is shrinking here. I'm keeping count on the inventory is shrinking. Somebody around the office is apparently, taking it, you know. Or you check with your employees. If that means you got to follow up more on your employees, if you have employees, follow up more and make sure that you can avoid that shrinkage. The more that you're not having like your employees still the stuff taking that stuff home. Okay, but there's really no way around it. You don't want to have to lug that stuff around. The best thing is to kind of leave it. Yes, you charge them for the supplies. Well, it's different. It's no cert. Excuse me. There's no cert. No sort of percentile that I go off of. It's just different per account. Um, it's not much, you know, but I can supply it for them. But I'm gonna make an extra penny on it too. I mark it up. So I actually make profit on the supplies that I sell. I get it straight from the janitor supply house or store, whatever you want to call it, and then I mark it up when they purchase it. Okay, so essentially they purchase it from me. We provide it, but they're paying for it. I don't pay for it. Never. I don't pay for it. In the beginning, I did. Because like I told you, I bought like $50 worth of product. I didn't know no better, but I caught on really quick. Nope, nope. Um, it's relatively afternoon here. I'm not sure where you are, but no, you didn't miss too much, dude. I have only almost approaching a half hour. Haven't been on too long. But what I wanted to talk, like I said, what I wanted to talk about more or less is just promoting. Are bonds good for contracts? I think it depends on. I don't think bonds is necessarily. Uh, I don't think bonds is necessarily necessary. But I guess it depends on the company. To each his own. If you feel a way about bonds and this, that, and the third, then by all means. Um, but mostly every company, whether they are or they're not, they say we license a bond and this, that, and the third. So um, I guess you can always. It doesn't hurt, if you will. Oh, you're in Georgia. Okay, so you're on the same time frame as me. It's it's a little after 3:30 or so. Um, but yeah, so if you guys have any questions, man, let me know because I might not be back on tonight, and it might be a minute before. Do you think there's a wrong way to promote or promoting? No, I don't. To be honest, you might ask another subscriber or somebody else, they might tell you, yeah, as long as it's not criminal. I don't think you should do anything criminal to get an account. But I think being aggressive, having an aggressive approach, you're going to get talked about a lot. People, but that's what you want them to do. You want them to talk about you, you know. Um, I'm very relentless. I'm very like ferocious with this. Like like I don't care about nobody but me when it comes down to getting an account. And you have to have that mindset, really. You have to have that mindset. You have to think in terms like I don't know, like me, my thing, you guys might have heard this before. People ask you, Fabio, what's your motivation? What motivates you? And I tell people all the time, my imaginary family. Because see, I don't have a wife and kids and things like that, but I can't imagine being in a situation where my wife, my kids need something and I'm unable to provide for them. You know, my fiance is fantastic at salespeople. Okay, I'm not views on couples working together. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Hey, what's up, Cody? What's up, bud? Yeah, you haven't missed much, man. I love Cody. Cody is a great guy. He's doing awesome things. Um, Talk to him. I kind of remember when Cody first started. Cody, what's going on, Cody? I know you got some new stuff for me, some new contracts, new things going. Again, some of you guys I spoke to, I kind of know you on the first name. I kind of know who you are or remember you at least. A lot of guys on here doing great stuff. But like I say, what we're talking about on this particular live is just promoting you guys being relentless behind your promoting. Again, try to, and I'm here to say it, but try to tear their heads off because it's your family versus theirs. So who do you want to eat? Who do you want to eat? It's their family versus yours. Who do you want to eat? You want them to eat or you want your family to eat? Okay, so you have to be the one to make the solid decision there. You're the one that have to be very like with these lawyers, man, they're really, really aggressive on TV. Oh man, sometimes you even see them in the media. They're combating each other and then going to combat, and you hear them on the news and this lawyer versus that lawyer and this man because they understand the market. You see what I'm saying? But you got to stay relentless behind your marketing, you guys. You got to stay on it. Let me see here what we have. My fiance is fantastic, at least sales slash people. I'm not. Viewpoints on couples work. I think I think couples working in business is great. If you know your positions. If husband is great in sales, then let him be the sales guy. You do the administration side or you do the cleaning side, right? And boom, voila. Okay, but make sure the husband understands what's going on from a what some good foot examples of marketing and promoting. Um, I kind of named it. I kind of named it earlier. Going good. Trying to go grow like you. Go on commercial. Yesterday out in New Jersey. Okay. Okay. Hey Esther. All variations, Esther. I like to tell people to run it. If you know how a presidential campaign is ran, and you should know how a presidential campaign is ran based on what you see, right? You see them going door to door. You see them using television. You see them using uh, newspaper. You see them getting press, getting media coverage, this type of stuff. Now, while they might spend millions of dollars and they have donations coming in and stuff like that, you can do it, but you can do it on a very smaller scale. You can do it on a very smaller scale and build traction. As the revenue come in, as the clients come in, you just 10x it. You just multiply it. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to tell you guys to go broke, but a lot of this stuff you can just do it, a little at a time. If you working, for an example, if I was working, man, and I was making, whatever, you guys make, man, I might buy two shirts, right? With your name, your logo on it, with this paycheck because that's all I can afford. I got kids, I got this, I got lights, I got this, I got, right? I'm just telling you guys how I would think about it if it was me. And then when I get my next paycheck, I might buy something else. Then I get my next paycheck, I might get some business cards, right? And then I get my next paycheck, I might get such and such to help, build that brand and help build that image, okay? Because I don't know how many times people thought I was a franchise just based on the way that I move. If you seem polished, you go in there, hi Douglas, hi I'm Fabio. You talk to the guy, you look him face to face, you're professional. You got your little shirt, got the logo. Most times I don't even wear mine. I wear just a classic button up with some khakis and some comfortable shoes to do a walkthrough in or something like that. But if you're professional, you look him eye to eye, he takes you serious. You get that vibe from you that, okay, this guy mean business. This guy know what he's talking about. Okay. Um, you get that, or you ask them questions, you let them talk. Don't try to over talk them. Don't try to be Mr. Know It All or whatever. Let them talk. Let them tell you what they need done. Okay. You jot down notes. Make sure you take notes. And this is when you're doing your walkthrough, guys, or whatever. I gave you guys a lot of training on how to approach the decision maker. I gave you guys a lot of training on dealing with the gatekeeper, stuff like that. You can watch some of those older bit, some of those videos, the older ones or whatnot, even some of the more recent ones, right? But again, there's many ways to promote, hon. Many ways to promote. Um, like I said, you can use like paraphernalia, like shirts, hats, different things like that. Just your typical flyers, your postcards. Um, Promote yourself through the media, through radio. Um, you can pay other people to promote for you, right? You can put together events. You can get press. It's a way of promoting yourself. And when I say press, I mean you could just, it don't even necessarily, you have a good deed in the community. So they small business owner, Esther such and such with such and such a cleaning company offered a good deed to the youth in the area, or whatever the case is. Heather said, "Do you ever take pictures, videos, audio recordings during walkthroughs to help remember? To help remember. Wait, I'm getting sidetracked here. Oh, let me see. What school supplies? Put your name on it. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, round upon. Um, Not in their face, because people be thinking like, okay, you work for a cleaning company, you work for the feds. Like, what are you doing? Right? So, not in their face. I wouldn't just like come in and just start recording and that type of thing, right? But if they leave me alone, and I get the chance to walk around, and I might take a few pictures of the facility. For sure, the outside, the outside of the building. If you go into the restroom, take a picture of the restroom, um, that type of thing. But I wouldn't just kind of go in and record. They kind of look at you like, why is you recording this facility? You know. So, but if they leave you by yourself, or you have a chance that you can take a quick snapshot and you see that you have a quick chance. For an example, you might be waiting. The lady might leave you up front and say, "Yeah, you need to talk to George," and he's in back. Can you have a seat right here? Can you hold tight right here? I go get George. And that's a quick chance that you can go out and take a snapshot real quick, just of the vestibule area, the office reception area, right? And then as you get to the back where the cubicles are, or wherever, to the back of everything, restrooms and all of that stuff, the conference rooms and all of that stuff, then at that point you can say, oh, okay, yeah, we'd be able to take care of this. Yeah, you take tons of notes. You just have to take tons of notes. Yeah, I have an awful memory. Yeah, yeah, don't try to memorize it, okay? Because you need to know the details, because it's going to be uh, detrimental to your estimate. You're going to have to write it up. You're going to have to really look at things and see why you're charging the price that you're going to charge. And that's based on, the duties that need to be done, how many days a week, the frequency, all of that stuff come into play. Let me see here. Yeah, yep. The carpet, yep. Let me see here. DTN say, how do you get cleaning contracts? Or you come up with the contract and present it to the customer or client. How do you get cleaning contract? Are you asking me how do I get a contract, like an agreement, or how do I pick up contracts? Because I'm reading it here. How do how do you come up with a contract? Oh, how do I come up with the contract? Both. Well, I use my contract that that you guys been hearing me talk about. That I feel is so amazing. So I use my contract when I'm dealing with uh, uh, a client. A lot of times, clients they won't have a contract or whatever. I've actually heard some people say, "Hey, this company wanted me to sign their contract. They already had contracts that they wanted me to sign." You read it. If it's fair and you don't mind it, sign it. Most people, for the most part, would prefer you to have the contract or will depend upon that you have the contract for them to sign. Okay? Because you're the contractor. Okay? So they assign your agreement. Now, let me see. The part two to what he said was, well, the way that I get contracts is mostly is through the phones and going door to door. More or less going door to door. You have been so helpful getting into this loss. Oh, you're so welcome, Heather. You're so welcome. That's what I'm here for. And that's why I kind of come and let you guys know what's going on, whether I'm getting fired somewhere or whether I'm picking up a new contract like I did today. Just to let you guys know how I actually did it. Like I say, I followed up with this particular company. It's a plant. They deal with car parts that they manufacture and I guess ship out to the big three: Chrysler, Ford, GM, that type of thing. But anyway, I had solicited them a while ago, did a follow up phone call, and they actually sent me an email today. So I got the email today. They haven't signed off on the contract yet because I have to take the contract into them. But once I do that, I pretty much got it in the bag. They pretty much know they wanna go with me. So, but I haven't we haven't signed off on it. I want to expand it to another state. What would you suggest revenue should be for making that move? Um, so are you saying you want to leave your business? You want to have your business that's in your current state on autopilot? 84 Thriller. 1 second, 84. I see you, bud. I got you. I got you. I got you. Um, if you're saying you want to leave your accounts and you want to run it on autopilot, what I would suggest you do, because it makes sense for me, is to know what your expenses are in your current state, in your current city, right? So how much you're paying out, whether it's employees, whether it's taxes, whatever the case is, know what you're bringing in and know what's going out. Okay? Esther, I see you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question. Um, I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, so the way I look at it is to I have five kiddos. Okay. Um, so like I said, if you're just trying to run things on autopilot, you're trying to run things on autopilot. Um, Figure out what you're bringing in, figure out what's going out. Okay, give yourself some type of, like when I first did, I gave myself a certain type of number. Like I said, well, I need to make such and such in Toledo, Ohio before I branch out to another state. Once I hit that mark, I knew that I would be able to pay my employees, pay taxes, still make a profit, right? And still be able to run this thing on autopilot if I'm not in that particular city, right? Or if I'm not in that state. I know that, okay, without me being here, if I'm making X amount of dollars, I could still cover employee costs, taxes, and still make a profit without being in that specific state. So that's what you have to do. You have to see what you're bringing in, where you're at, where you feel like you need to be, And if you at where you feel like you need to be, then I think it's a good chance that you can move. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Before you move, because you still got to pay that cost to move, right? You got to still get you another place, a house, apartment, whatever the case is. So you have to be able to live on those funds. That I'm just telling you how I did it, guys. I'm giving you the nooks and the crooks. I'm going deep here. When I moved from one state to another, I was using the revenue. I was eating off the revenue that I was bringing in the state that I left behind, right? Because I was profitable enough. I was making money enough that, see, as long as I have my ATM card, right, I can use it anywhere. I can use it anywhere. The checks come in, everything come in, get it processed, hit the bank, boom, it's done. Okay, now you got to have some responsible people behind to be able to deal with your checks, deal with your payments, be able to submit them into your bank, unless you're accepting credit cards. Like now, I do a lot of credit card action. Okay, so I think I'm probably half and half now, to be honest, in terms of checks and credit cards. Okay, I'm able to accept the credit cards and the checks. I process it the same way. So you definitely want to have somebody that's trustworthy, because that will have to be though that person will have to be the eyes and ears for you when you're not available. Okay. But like I say, when you make that move, again, I don't want to put a number on it, because I don't want to say, well, dude, you need $10,000, because I don't know what your expenses are, right? I don't know what's coming in. I don't know what's going out. I don't know how you want to live in the next state, right? So you're still gonna have to be able to afford your vehicle, right? You afford your food, afford just a lifestyle in the other state. So what you're making now in the current state, it would have to be enough that it could help you until you pick up contracts to get the ball rolling in your next state. Okay, because you got to think you're not going to get contracts right away. So that's how I was really able. I don't know if I went this deep as to, I mean, you guys know I'm running on autopilot, but I don't know if I kind of gave you the nuts and bolts of how I looked at it, how it worked out for me. And that's how it worked out for me. I hired from within. I had an employee, my best employees. I took the top three employees. I took them to lunch. You heard me talk about this before. Took them to lunch. I seen which one would want to make more money, to really be my eyes and ears. So I brought them up from an employee to a field supervisor. Okay, so that particular person is governing the payroll, is turning it in, making sure everything comes in. That person is responsible for picking up the checks. That person have a big responsibility, but that person get paid really, really well. Okay, because you got to pay for it. Of course, you bump them up, you got to pay them more money, right? So, and that's how it works for me right now in Toledo. Same thing. I check in with them often, whether it's via text message, email, and then essentially what you have to do is follow up behind what they say, just in case they don't tell you everything. So you have to call each and every contract that you have in that area just to make sure everything is good. Because if your field supervisor said, yeah, Fabio, everything is great, no problem, everything is awesome, no problem. Everything may not be awesome if you just solely depend upon what your field supervisor. Now, I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't lie to you, but you just don't know because you're not there. But if you follow up behind them by checking with your contact person at these accounts, this is just the way I think, guys. Okay, you follow up with your contact person. If they say, yeah, everything is going great, everything is awesome, cool, you're good to go. Okay, so at that point, that's how you would kind of navigate that. So again, to answer your question, dude, you have to know what's coming in, what's going out, and you have to be able to afford whatever lifestyle off of that specific income that you're currently living on now with the account in this particular state, in the state that you're in. Okay, let me know if I lost you. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me answer this other question. It said, what up, Fabio? And sup, peeps? I work 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Then rush after work. Wait. Yeah, then rush to pick up my daughter from daycare after work. How would you work out a schedule? How would you work out scheduling some door-to-door time? Yikes. Um, you might have to hire a canvasser. Hire a canvasser to do it for you and set up some type of contractual deal with them for paying, however you want to do it, where you want to pay them based on their actions, or whether you want to just give them an hourly wage or whatever the case is. That's one thing. Another thing that you can do is days that you have off, you can be very, very aggressive on. Very, very aggressive on. Okay? So if you have like any days between a week or any things like that, or during the week, I should say, you take that day and you just go door to door. Take that take that day and you just go door to door. Or what you could do is you can swap days. You can say, well, you know what, I'll work a Saturday. I'm gonna start needing Tuesdays off. You let them know, hey, I got obligations on Tuesday. I'm gonna start needing Tuesdays off. I wouldn't necessarily say, well, I need to market my cleaning business. I need to go door to door, but I would be relentless on Tuesday, right? Opposed to like the weekend, because you're obviously thinking you're gonna have more businesses probably open, and you'll probably be able to meet the contact person going door to door during the week, opposed to it being on the weekend. I'm not saying it's impossible on the weekend, but the chances are maybe slim that you see them on the weekend. Okay. So you can swap days. You can pick up maybe another day or whatever, and drop a day. Now it's going to drop your income. You might say, well, if you can't swap, you might say, well, you know what, I'm going to start needing Tuesdays off. I just can't work on Tuesdays. I have obligations for my daughter or whatever the case is, right? But I need that. I need Tuesdays off. Again, that's just going to drop you down from, if you are 40-hour a week, it's just going to drop your hours down. But as long as you still can live on that drop, then it's cool. If you can't live on that drop, then you have to find other ways. So you have to do mailing campaigns or direct mail, right? Send out flyers, send out postcards, send out letters. You have to maybe be strategic with social media. Okay. Um, you can drop a day, you can swap a day. You can deal with your other coworkers. Say, hey, dude, look, I can't miss no days, but look, I need you to work this Tuesday, and I'll work such and such, right? Or I'll come in for you, Saturday. I know I see you on the schedule for Saturday. I'll work your Saturday if you work my Tuesday, right? So that means you still got that day, and you didn't necessarily lose no money. You just swap days. He work your Tuesday, you're off. You work his Saturday, he's off, right? So this is just my thinking. If it was me, on how I would deal with going door to door. I think it's very, very important to go door to door. Um, I wouldn't beat myself up about it, but I would definitely move strategically. Okay, let me see here. Anthony C, what's up, bud? Long time. How you been? Haven't heard from you in a while. You okay? What's going on with you? Cody said, I always said I had a doctor's appointment. I took PTO days. Yeah, you can do that too. Whatever, you got some vacation days, shit, go ahead and take your vacation. Especially if you're on one of those things where if you don't use it, you lose it, that type of thing. Go ahead, get your paid vacation, take those days, and if you got a whole week off, be relentless behind it. Okay, you guys have any more questions for me? Do you guys have any questions about what I was talking about earlier in terms of promoting? I think somebody asked me something about a contract here. Erica Wilson, where is the super chat? The super chat. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let me see here. Somebody asked me something about a contract, an agreement. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Esther. Esther, I don't know if you're still on here with me. Let me see. She said, I have a question. I have a question. I service an account that refused to sign an agreement, a contract. What should I do? Not clean them? Not clean them? Because anything can go wrong, and it's going to be your word against their word. It's nothing really to stand up in court. What can a judge say? You should always have paperwork. Should always, and most likely that person that don't want to sign a contract is probably they want to pay you cash, right? Let me guess. Let me see here. Thriller. He said, "Thank you both for the information. Definitely thinking about calling in or seeing if I can flex my schedule." Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna call in, just make sure you can afford to do it. Heather, she said, "ID check daycare person. Give your kid up for a few extra hours, a little bit more." Yeah, you know, So that's the way that I would suggest that you do it, Thriller. Um, just be very strategic, man. Like Eric Thomas say, if you want it as bad as you want to breathe, you definitely make a way for it. You know, you definitely make a way for it. But you gotta want it really bad. You gotta want to change your position in life, your situation. Sometimes, a lot of times, I talk to people all the time. They say, "Hey, man, I talked to my boss. I told my boss I want to start a cleaning company." And the minute you tell your boss you want to do something that's going to get you away from them, they make your life extremely hard. So I opt to tell people not to talk to the boss about that. Just go with your move. Move silently. Don't snitch yourself, right? Don't cause yourself heartache or headache. Just move silently, go with your move, and your boss is going to find out, or she's going to find out in due time when you start becoming successful. They're going to want to know, shit, where did you have time to do this? You work for us. What, have time, you know? So, but I think the vast majority of the bosses will understand because they know what it's like to run a business. The vast majority of the bosses will be, I would think, will be supportive. Might be able to walk, might be able to walk to a place nearby on your lunch break. Yeah, yeah. My man, Anthony, he's growing and hiring. That's what I like to hear. Just started my janitorial cleaning service and want to know the do's and don'ts. You want to know the do's and don'ts, you might want to check out some of my older videos. It's a lot of valuable information here. A lot of valuable. I tell people all the time, you got at least $100,000 worth of information here. If you just take heed to it, what worked for you, you add it to your plan. What don't work for you, cool, it just didn't work for you. But you got a lot of valuable information here. I think you just go back and watch some of the old videos. Uh, got a lot of great solid information in there. Guys, got any more questions for me? True indeed. Thank God for the motivation. Not a problem, 84, man. You can do it, definitely. Definitely. If you need me, man, just email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. When would you suggest hiring a floater type of person? I'm going to answer that first question. A floater, when you have a lot of accounts and a lot of employees, I would suggest because hiring, I mean, if you don't have a lot of employees or a lot of accounts, then there's really no need for a floater, right now, because it's something that you perhaps can do yourself. I'm still a big fan of time clocks, Anthony. I think time clocks is terrific. They don't lie. As long as you got that time rolling on there, you leave it at the site. They stamp a time card. There you go. They turn their timesheets in. They can fax them over to you. You can go to the site and pick them up. After hours. At the end of the pay week, pay period, or whatever the case is. So you just make sure they leave their timesheets there or time cards or whatever the case is. So I think that's a solid way. Otherwise, you have to have your field supervisors kind of check up on them and, be creative and be sneaky on how to, make sure that they're there at the time that they say they're at, and they left at the time that they said they left, right? Or the app. You could try the app thing. I don't, but it might work for you. Guys, got any more questions for me? How are you guys doing on paperwork? I bring this up every live now because I get so many emails. No matter how much I talk about it, I get so many emails where everybody isn't listening to me. Do you guys have all your proper paperwork in terms of your agreements, your contracts, your non-disclosure, non-compete? Yeah. See, I don't know about those apps. I don't know about those apps, but like I said, how are you guys doing on that paperwork? Again, have that paperwork. Okay, have that paperwork is very, very important because, like I say, at the end of the day, if you don't have it and you're marketing your business, promoting your business, you're going to need it. So it's best to have it up front, and then promote and not have it. Drafting my service agreement, I feel like I'm missing info there. Make it solid. Email it to me, dude. If you can email it to me, email it. Like, if you can send it to me as a forward, take a picture of it, you know. Yeah, you got Derek. You gotta get the paperwork because, like, say you go door to door today, right? Or you pick up the phones, right? They want you to come in and do a walkthrough. You do a walkthrough, 15 minutes, whatever the case is. Now your next step after you do the walkthrough is what? You have to put in an estimate. Okay, so if you don't know how to draw up an estimate, Michelle, I sent over, let me see, an agreement and a flyer waiting on a response. Okay. When did you send it? I'll look into it today. My assistant, she probably could have told me. I'm sure she did. Maybe it was my fault if I didn't get a chance to get back to you or respond. And another thing, you guys, I have to tell you this. If you guys, I feel like my service agreement is missing something too. Well, let me take a look at it. Let me see what you guys got. Again, you guys, your agreement isn't, if you're using just a generic agreement that you found on the internet or something like that, it's not going to be as strong as if you have just a well thought out, well put together agreement that a lawyer drew up for you. Okay. And to be honest, like I just told a gentleman just seconds before I went live, is that in order to have that, you're going to pay one or two things. You're going to buy somebody's agreement, okay? Or you're going to pay a lawyer. It's really no way around it because you don't know the proper wording for it in the very, very beginning. Now, once you get a solid agreement, and that's not a generic agreement, once you get a solid agreement, then what's going to happen? June 21st agreement. Yes, a day. Like no rush. Oh, okay. I'll look at it. Oh, see, like Anthony, he customized his for each account. See, me, I don't do that. It'd be too time consuming or whatever. So, but my agreement stands everything. It says everything in there. So I've actually had it written up, by my lawyer. So you guys can take it that route. You can kind of draw one up for each account, but you still got to know what it's supposed to say, right? The verbiage. Okay. Now there's a lot of generic agreements out here. You can find them anywhere, right? But that's just what it is, right? It's going to be generic. There's no protection in there. It doesn't mention some technical stuff that you would probably want to say. But if you guys send it over to me, I promise I'll take a look at it. Like I say, I get busy. My assistant get busy. Sometimes she will tell me about something and I don't get to it right away. Please bear with me, but I will get back to all. Okay. But if you got an agreement, a non-disclosure, you got something that you want me to take a look at, I will take a look at what you have and I would tell you what I feel is missing. And I will actually literally read your agreement and tell you what I feel is missing. Okay, but to me, in my own personal opinion, you're not going to really have a solid unless you bind somebody that have a solid agreement, right? Or unless you're going to spend out the thousands, like it cost me damn near $3,000 to put mine in, and that's just what my lawyer charged me to sit down and craft and put it together. Okay, because and then a lot of things that I wanted to say in the agreement I couldn't say because my lawyer told me it was illegal to kind of put that in there, right? So again, but your lawyer would know this stuff. You kind of tell him in layman's terms, and he'll put it in professional terms for you. I guess that's the best way to put it. Okay, so like I said, or you can find a generic one because I started off generic for a very long time. Now until people started taking over accounts from me, sliding under me, it was I didn't have nothing in there with no pressure in the agreement. It was really nothing that I can do. You start doing cleaning this, and they say, well, your contract, you guys supposed to do this. You can't say, well, ma'am, did you read my contract if you got just a generic contract? So that's why you have to write it up. Another thing that I would suggest that you guys add to your agreement that I found, I didn't do this at first, but I started doing this, is that you're adding a checklist to that agreement. Now, my checklist, I have a checklist, but I also have a checklist within the agreement, right? Like it specifies like within the agreement. Now, the unique thing that with Anthony is that he's aware that every building is going to be cleaned differently. So things are going to be different, right? Which is why he might customize his agreement for each and every building because the operation of that building is going to be different. Okay, so with my agreement in terms, let's take the checklist for an example. I have a checklist that's kind of built in, but I have an additional just side checklist that I use for more or less clarification. Okay, so when you have that checklist to accompany that agreement, and they sign and date off on it, then that lets them know that this is what's going to be done for this amount of money. So if they say, well, you didn't clean this or you didn't do that, you say, well, ma'am or sir, you might want to check the service agreement. You might want to check the let me see here. Heather say, I'm under a non-compete contract with the previous employer for 2 years. It says I can't work for another company nor steal their clients. Can I slide if I'm self-employed? No, you can't. I have no intentions on going after their clients. No, you can't. Really, to be honest, man, a non-compete is hard to really enforce because people always find ways around it. But if you get caught, there can be a hefty price to pay for it. So um, I'm a big proponent of it because it's a scare tactic. A lot of times people just won't try you with it because the fact of that person finding out, so it's a big scare tactic, so they won't try to go and solicit behind your back, or they won't try to go into business and become your competition. But it's really hard to enforce, to be honest. Yeah, 2 years is a long time, but once you signed it, you locked yourself in that. Because see what most people would do, because they can't compete, most people would have maybe their son do it, their daughter do it, register the business in their name, and operate it. They really like the head honcho behind it, but everything legally is set up under that person's, maybe like their daughter name, their son name. They're running the business. Have to be careful with that, because once the business start making money, you might be the brains behind it, but the name that the business is in, they technically gonna want a piece of the pie, even if they're not doing anything. Yeah, I really don't see any reason why. I probably would try that route, Heather. I would probably go into residential for 2 years, uh, just to get away from the commercial side. But I would prep myself like hell for the entire 2 years. So that means by the time it's time for you to go in business, you should definitely have all the paperwork and all of that. Now and this is the exact reason, guys, why I tell you, you hear me talking about, or hear me talking on her story. This is why I say that you guys need to have a non-disclosure, non-compete. It's important. It's a scare tactic. See, because on her end, she can try them and say, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna do this, but the price is hefty if she get caught based on the document that she signed, whatever she signed. No, you're not spamming me. You're okay. So, like I said, and this is the reason. You see, Heather, her situation, she don't want to try them because she don't want to go up against that, right? Especially if she don't have the funds for an attorney and different things like that, because she sure as hell would need one, because that's a binding document. And if it go up in front of the judge most likely gonna side with them because she signed it, right? So this is why I tell you guys how important the paperwork is. I learned this the hard way. I done had accounts stole from me, from employees. I done had vendors steal from me, but then I got smarter over time and I changed the paperwork up. And now I wish they would try me. Go with your move. I'm like Kevin Gates. I don't get tired. I'm like Kevin. I don't get tired. So, but yeah, I'm okay. I got a great lawyer and we can get it. So, you guys have any more questions for me? I won't disclose that. You could purchase my contract though, and you can see for yourself. Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Nobody, I don't know. If you try, if they try me, I hope they got the. Oh man. But sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call come through. I don't know if you guys could hear that. It's one of them scam likely people. But yeah, you know, I haven't had any problems in a very long time. Kamina, how are you, my Canadian friend? But yeah, I haven't had any contractual problems in a very long time. I got a friend; he's going through some stuff now with his franchise. I'm telling you guys, you don't need a franchise. I'm totally against it. If you're thinking about it, all you're pretty much buying is a name and their system, but you still got to operate the way they want you to operate. And if you're not familiar with the way they operate, then you could be setting yourself up for something terrible. Just do research into it. Um, have your paperwork together. That's all I'm going to tell you. You know, and don't be cheap. You know, if somebody offer you something that you believe in their paperwork, you believe in, because a lot of people sell contracts and different things out here. You know, so if you have to buy it, it might beat the hell out of paying a lawyer. You know, $3 grand, right? Then buy it. You know, protect yourself. Okay. You can, for those people that say, you know what, I just don't have it. Cool. Start with the generic way, you know, but just pace yourself. Pace yourself, and then as that revenue come in, use it for different things. I used to work with Mary Maid. Oh Lord. And our owner was broke. He couldn't afford to pay for it. Our paychecks bounce constantly. He regretted getting into the franchise. I never would. Uh, that's definitely a person to learn from. You know, it's definitely a person to learn from. But you guys have any more questions for me? Just want to make sure I cover that. I did, like I say, I wanted to hop on here and talk about promote. I think it's very, very important that you guys promote. Please promote, please promote, 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 promote. Help build your brand. Get that visibility out there. Be unconventional. I'm telling you that. I think that would change the total outlook for you, especially in your area. Yep. Tell her you do have an incentive. Give me a call. I mean, a call. Email me right away, Serena. Give me your number. Email me your number. I'm gonna give you some pointers right quick. Is it a possibility you can still get this? I want to get you into this. I was a little stuck in answering the question. I never thought offering the incentives do want free carpet cleaning. Yeah, do that free carpet cleaning. Something like that would be a good idea. Residential cleaning. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Email me right away. Email me your just put your uh you know, just be like, call ASAP in the subject line. Email me your name and number. I'm gonna give you a call. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna give you some free nuggets. I'm not gonna even charge you. This is something that I would actually talk about on a coaching call. But I want you to get in the contract. I want you to get the deal. And it sounds like it's residential. Book FabioHart at gmail.com. BookFabioHart at gmail.com. Book FabioHart at gmail.com. All one word, all together. BookF like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART at gmail.com. Book FabioHart at gmail.com. Just email me, and I want to help you close this deal. Okay, I'm pretty confident based on what you just sent over on this live. I'm pretty confident I can help you close it. Um, Finishing with the client. We'll email you as soon as I. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Yep. Yep. Just email me as soon as you can. I want to help you get this. Okay. Let me see. Anybody else? You guys have any questions? Just listening to the live. Not a problem. Not a problem. You guys have anybody have any more questions? Michelle, if you're still online, I'm just kind of scrolling through things here. I'm definitely going to look at the email myself and see what you have. Like I said, my assistant, she could have sent it over to me and I could have just, forgot to follow up. You guys have any questions? Anything that, I may have never been asked before? Or... I just want to, make sure you guys got a clear understanding, especially when it comes down to the importance of the paperwork. It's very important. It's just as important as starting, just the legalizing your business, starting it up. Um, you guys have any questions here? I mean, again, if you guys have any flyers, any paperwork that you want me to take a look at, and I'm not going to even put a title on it, agreement, flyers, whatever, you want me to take a look at it, I would, like I say, at no additional charge or nothing like that, I would tell you what I think you should add to it, take out of it, or if I just think that it's a good agreement or I think it's a good flyer. Okay. Um, if you have any deals right now and you don't know how to close them, give me a call. Okay. I'm not going to charge you to speak to you. Okay. I'm going to give you classified information, you guys. There's certain things that I don't talk about on live period or YouTube period that I leave straight from my coaching calls. But if it can help you get in the contract, I get more satisfaction, if you will, out of you guys emailing me telling me, hey man, I talked to you and I got that contract. You know. So if you guys got some deals going, you don't know how to close it, or you're just kind of curious, or they told you this, they told you that, man, email me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. It's not gonna cost you guys. Just email me, let me talk to you, see what they told you, and I'm gonna kind of tell you how I feel you should combat that, or how you should move off of that information, what you should do, how you should respond. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Like I said, if you got paperwork questions, if you need you know questions about an estimate, you know um, how you should charge, whatever the case is, if you want to buy somebody's program, anybody that's selling a program on Commercial Clean, I'm sure I know about them. um, I'll tell you, man, if real solid, if I feel like they have some pretty decent information, and I heard about everybody's program. So um, just email me, send the information over, and I'll get back with you guys promptly. You guys need any help with anything, any questions before I go ahead and end this live? All right. Well, that looked like that's gonna do it for now. Sure you guys are working very diligently behind your business, doing what you're supposed to do. Again, promote, promote, promote. Stay focused, build your brand, stay consistent, stay persistent. Do everything that you know you need to do. No shortcuts to success. Okay. And the only person who can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.